Have you ever watched Vladimir Putin walk into a room and instantly dominate it without saying a word? That's not an accident. It's not charisma. It's not magic. It's weaponized body language. And it's designed to control how you feel without you even realizing it. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how Putin uses subtle physical cues based on neuroscience, evolutionary psychology, and social dominance theory to manipulate perception, assert power, and win psychological wars. And by the end, you'll start noticing how these same tactics are used on you every single day. The first thing you'll notice, Putin doesn't fidget, he doesn't overtalk, he barely moves. Why? Because stillness triggers status. In primate behavior and human social hierarchies, the one who's calmest is often the one in control. Neuroscience shows us that low movement individuals activate subconscious signals in others that scream, "I'm not threatened. I don't need your approval. I own this space." Putin's posture, chin slightly lowered, eyes upward and unblinking, hands either loosely in front or completely still. This non-reactive stillness activates your amygdala, making you feel subconsciously smaller, submissive, or uncertain, even if you don't realize it. In your brain, he becomes the dominant frame, and once that frame is set, he doesn't have to chase power. Power chases him. Ever notice how Putin walks? One arm swings, the other stays stiff at his side. That's not a medical issue. It's called the gunslinger's gait. KGB agents were trained to keep their dominant hand motionless and near their weapon, ready to act, ready to respond. But even decades later, he keeps this walk. Why? Because it subconsciously projects readiness, precision, and threat. Behavioral psychologists have found that non-symmetrical movement in high-status individuals creates a microdose of tension in the observer's brain, making you pay attention more carefully. It tells your subconscious, this guy is dangerous, calculated, sharp, not to be underestimated. Section 3, the power of prolonged eye contact. Putin's eye contact is clinical, cold, unblinking, calculated, and it works. Studies in neuroscience show that direct dominant eye contact triggers an alert state in the viewer's brain called neural arousal. When someone holds your gaze without blinking or flinching, you become more suggestible. You interpret them as more powerful. Your brain tries to resolve the tension by agreeing or submitting. Putin uses that to disarm world leaders, weaken interviewers, and keep adversaries in a reactive, uncertain state. He weaponizes stillness. He weaponizes silence, and when he does speak, he controls the pace, the tone, and the moment. Section 4, Spatial Mastery and Microexpressions. Now let's talk space. Putin never chases the spotlight. He positions himself where it finds him. He sits with expansive posture. He maintains a symmetry, creating tension. He uses minimal facial expressions, so you can't read his intentions. Why? Because in power dynamics, ambiguity is control. When you can't read someone, your brain fills in the gaps and usually assumes the worst. That mystery triggers respect, fear, or curiosity, all of which reinforce control. Section 5, why it works on you, even if you don't like him. You might hate Putin, you might distrust him, but your biology still responds to the performance. Why? Because your brain was shaped to follow strong cues, to avoid risk, to seek order, to submit to alpha energy when it perceives uncertainty. This is not about morality. It's about neurological survival patterns deeply rooted in your limbic system. His body language bypasses your logic and hits your primal instincts. This is why dictators, CEOs, conmen, and seducers all study non-verbal dominance, because it works faster than words ever could. Conclusion: learn it or be manipulated by it. Here's the takeaway. Vladimir Putin's body language isn't random. It's a tool set, a weapon, a psychological armor. Stillness triggers status. Gait signals readiness. Eye contact installs dominance. Space and ambiguity create control. Whether you agree with his politics or not, understand this. Power has a language. And if you don't speak it, you'll always be subject to it. So next time someone enters the room silently, hold your gaze just a second too long. Sit like they already own everything. Ask yourself, is this confidence Or is it a strategy? Either way, learn the game or be played by it.